Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before I get too deep into this, I want to say thank you, Chuck Liddell, for all you have done for the sport of MMA to bring it to the forefront, help to usher it into the forefront, rather I say, uh, of the mainstream. You put on some great fights. You're a respected warrior. You are a good man, and I just want to give you props and thank you for all you've done. Now, I'm going to get into this by saying that what we saw this weekend was the end, the total end, the last chapter, like the last chapter in the Iceman Chuck Liddell's career, man. I believe that when Quentin Jackson took the belt from him and knocked him out, that was the beginning of the end, of course. But I also think that it showed a new breed or a new era coming into the UFC at that time. I believe it was around 2006, 2007, if I'm not mistaken. Then, because now, man, if you look at MMA fighters, are nothing that they were 5, 6 years ago. MMA fighters now are fine-oiled, fine-tuned machines that are more well-rounded in every discipline, as opposed to coming in from one primary discipline and trying to catch up with others. Now you got guys who are, technically, stand-up guys. Now they know how to wrestle you and submit you, and then you got ground guys and wrestlers who learn more to strike. Koscheck is a very good example in that era, in that realm. I mean, but yeah, I believe that Chuck Liddell is a great fighter, but that a striker, I feel, age catches up to them a lot faster than, let's say, a wrestler or perhaps a ground guy. The reason I say that is because that quickness isn't there. That trigger, you can't pull that trigger as fast anymore, and you're good for a while, but after a while, if you sit there and try to bang, you're gonna basically be a sitting duck. And what is it? I mean, the Rampage fight was obvious. The Jardine fight, it was an ugly fight, but I guess I could give it to Jardine, even though Chuck was still, game. The Wanderlei Silva fight, he came through and did his thing, even though I hated to see Wandy lose, because I just like the axe murderer better, overall than Chuck, but, not taking anything away from Chuck. Then you got, who did he fight after that? I believe, did he fight Rashad? Oh, man. I have to look at that. I think he fought Rashad. Then he fought Shogun, and then it was just bad. It was just bad. Then you got Franklin. It was just bad, man. I mean, I can almost say, you could make that same argument for Wanderlei, if because Wanderlei's still good. He's still, but I don't know, man. He may be headed out of here not too long either. You know what I mean? Because I mean he's getting laid out too, man. But that's a whole nother video, man. But yeah, Chuck, I really appreciate it, man. You put on great fights, like I said, but now for your health's sake, we really advise that you take the sideline, man. Who knows? Maybe you can replace either Rogan or Goldberg or something, or be a third man. That'd be good, man. Because I feel that they need more than just Goldberg and Rogan sitting there talking the whole time. I feel that they need a more authentic expertise. I'll say, because let me give me a fighter's perspective, the guy who's been in there in those grueling rounds and knows, even Strikeforce and all them, at least they have Shamrock up there, sometimes, and all that. Give me a, you know, so that could be a good thing for Chuck, man. Or you know, just a PR guy, big time. Like, man, I have nothing bad to say about Chuck, man, except that he needs to stop fighting. You know, he's a great guy, man, but this is the end, dude. This is the end, straight up. I don't know. Overall, it was pretty good. Overall, you know, Dana White, what more can he say? You know, I feel bad for him. He's a friend, you know, and having to see another friend, a man can't tell another man what to do per se. Like, he can't just come and say, Chuck, you're not gonna fight no more, you know. Especially if they're good friends like that, and Chuck kind of does have sway. You know, I'm not saying that he can just do what he wants in the UFC, but he can, you know, because if he was another fighter, Chuck would have been gone a long time ago. You know, he would have been out of the UFC a long time ago, but the UFC is showing him love. Franklin, now, you know, let's give props to Franklin. Franklin came through like a warrior, through a broke arm, still came through and pulled off the knockout. First round, and this is the thing, this is what's even making it more devastating, is that this is stuff that's happening to Chuck in like the first round, early rounds, you know what I mean? And it just, boom, and he's out like a light over Kansas, dude. So, thank you, Chuck, for everything you've done, but man, you know, that card was okay, man. You know, it was, hey, Condit and Campman. Before I go, I got to give them props too, because I'm glad to see that they're getting their minds right to shake things up a little bit. This UFC card, man, it was okay, man, but I'm really waiting on the big cards, like especially this Carwin and Lesnar. I'm gonna go through that again. I already had a video about it, but I'm gonna go through it again because that is such a big matchup to me, and I'm going with Carwin. I'm calling that out early, and I mean, whatever, man. The UFC is wide open right now. They're doing their thing. Can't wait till we get Shields over here to shake some things up too. We got the Silva Sonnen coming up. Silva, you better perform or you're gonna be kicked out the UFC. You're gonna be cut. At this point, tell you the truth, man, I don't think Dana is really bullshitting. Because honestly, Silva, you're not that big of a draw. I'll tell you the truth. Don't get me wrong. I respect you as a fighter. You the shit. But if you want to talk about numbers and shit, doing numbers, you're not that big of a draw. So technically, you will not probably be that big of a loss to them. And well, you know, of course you will be. But they're tired of your shit, man. They're tired of your shit. Like, we'd hate to see you move or stop fighting for the UFC, man. But they're tired of that bullshit, man. Don't get in there and give us no fucking Cinderella dance and shit, man. Get in there and knock these motherfuckers out. Or, you know, like, this is the fucking fight game, baby. You know what I'm saying? You just ain't gonna go in there and fucking dance around and whatever, man. Get on your little high horse and shit, man. You get in there and fucking do your fucking job. You know what I'm saying? I pay your fucking salary, dog. You know what I'm saying? Get in there and fucking do your fucking job and shit, man. And knock this motherfucker out. I got mad respect for you, man. You're a man, you know what I'm saying? Just like I'm a man and shit. You know, if we saw you in the street, man, I'd still show you love because you're the shit. But, man, I'm going to tell you right now, man, I would hold that against you, man. Like, what's up with these bullshit-ass fights you be trying to put on against lesser opponents? You see what you did against Griffin, man? Do that more often then. You know what I'm saying? End it early. I'd rather see you in that motherfucker quickly and show your fucking style of whooping these motherfuckers' ass than fucking sitting there and dancing around. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of that shit. So I'm gonna go into that later too, man, because that's a whole nother fucking can of worms too. But anyway, man, shouts out to Chuck Liddell, man. He did his thing. You know, Rich Franklin, I don't know what's next for you, man, but glad to see you come out, do your thing and shit. Hey, this is Invincible Armor, man. Peace.